Here is the thing. I'm a board addict and I own way too much gear. Bunch of snowboards as a shaper, bunch of surfboards that I do for myself, plus all the other gear that goes with this. And that's not all. I have even more. So, how I'm gonna store them inside? Well, I'm not sure, but I have an idea how to do it. Maybe. Using this space here. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, we're just basically gonna add the original cover that came with the van. It's a piece of plastic and yeah, that's it. Okay, but to be serious, the first part we need to do is the board that's gonna be a support for our bed platform. And for that I'm gonna use 1 centimeter plywood, which I'm gonna measure, and then I'm gonna cut 2 pieces, the big main one and the second small strip that's gonna go on top of it. With that being done, I'm gonna use the old piece of my van to mark the hole placement so I can screw it later directly to the frame of the van. And after this is done, I went and glue the narrow piece on top of the main piece. And I did this because I want to have a bit more width, a bit more meat for my bed platform once I'm gonna be placing everything there. With this being done, I went and screwed the first piece to the place, and just with that our first puzzle piece is on the place. The next stage is to build the small box that's gonna cover our wheel arch, and again I just went and used 1 centimeter plywood to create this kind of the box. Voila, the piece is ready. Now at this point I just placed a bunch of my snowboards under and the one surfboard on top to get the rough measurements of how much space I actually need. And unfortunately I need a lot of space, but well, it is what it is. So after doing the measurements, I came up with this platform that goes on the top of the box. But because the walls of the transit are not straight, I had to scrape a bit of the piece of my straight plywood to make it less straight so it can fit perfectly there. So with the piece fitting perfectly, I went and used a couple of screws to attach it to the place, to the box. Now I need to design the wall that's gonna separate the board storage from the rest of the garage, and I came up with this kind of idea to have this huge piece of quite thick plywood and this cutout circle to kind of thin it down and to look better, as I basically I want the part of the van, which is the garage, to also look nice, not only be functional but to look nice. And for that I came up with this kind of idea that actually when the garage is done it looks sick, like really sick. Also the thing to consider, like all of these pieces, it may look simple but there is a lot of thought behind it. Like for example, the platform on top of which we're gonna place the surfboards, it's not going all the way to the back and not all the way to the front, so I can fit the board with the fins, that the fins can hang down and not be interrupted with the platform. Also doing this way, it just creates a bit more kind of open space. So fortunately that doesn't matter and don't change anything, but I put the screw inside the wrong hole. So now with the screw being in the proper hole, I went and finished cutting the circle, and it was actually easier than I thought it's gonna be, and I'm happy that turned out this way, as I was doing stuff like that for the first time in my life. Now I just went and trimmed the wall to the proper length, add some piece for later, and just with that our part is ready. Check this out, and personally it looks super nice for me. So welcome in Poland. I had to drive 3,000 kilometers to spend the summer over my grandfather's lake, where I'm going to spend my time on working, building the van, and enjoying the summer in the Poland. Like, check that views, it's just so nice, and it's like all mine. oh, not mine, but almost. During that trip, I had an idea to make a huge drawer that slides out and in for the snowboard, so it's easier to access them, and it also can work as kind of a workbench during the winter. I came up with this kind of a tray that's gonna be our drawer for the snowboards, and it fits good. But also, if you're gonna see on the right, this place on the right is quite empty, so I went and decided to make kind of a box for all the accessories that goes with all of my equipment. Now, at that point, I went and removed every single piece that goes for the board storage. And I destroyed some pieces just to rebuild them again with a bit different idea, so I have better attachment points and the overall design fits together nicely. So I spent quite a while on sanding every single piece, and then I prepare myself for the painting. Yes, we're gonna be painting the pieces, and I'm not sure if that was a good idea or not, but anyway, for that I'm gonna use the Raptor paint, as you're gonna see in a second. And I decided to use mainly the Raptor because it's supposed to be first waterproof, quite easy to apply, and quite durable. So, you know, I want the garage to look nice, but the main reason is to have it functional, and I'm the type of person that's just gonna be shooting the stuff in and out, like, so I need something that's gonna withstand a tear quite well. So it's gonna be in the two colors, orange as you can see here, and then the gray for some other parts. And to be honest, I was quite surprised with my first layer. So the first coat is ready. I didn't paint everywhere because I'm gonna protect the pieces that I don't gonna see different, because probably I'm not gonna have enough paint. And I'm after the first layer, and to be honest, I know if you can see, but I'm quite disappointed with the coverage of the paint. I thought like the Raptor is gonna be like way better in covering. Like, for example, you have I signed the which color goes where and in my native language, and you can still see it after the first layer. Hope the second is gonna go better. There is a chance it goes because like that, because I add some thinner to it, because I wanted to have a bit more still rough but not super bulky finish, and that could be a mistake I did. Well, I'm gonna paint and let's see later. Good morning. So the next day, beautiful sunny day over the lake, and yeah, that's the final product. No, I would say it's quite okay. Could be better. For sure, the texture is not as sandpaper like as I would like to. It's more like a thick orange skin, but that's okay. Now let's clean that and let's go with the gray one. So painting the rest with the gray color went slightly better with a bit more, I don't know, experience. Anyway, moving to the other part. So basically everywhere where the surfboards will be touching, or the space where I will be storing my surfboards, I want them to have kind of a soft cushion. So I'm using this kind of Chinese smell type of boat flooring, and I used this already in the past and it works quite well. It's a nice, soft, yet durable. You can wash it, it's waterproof. So I'm quite happy with this. So this is what I'm gonna be using for that part. And check this out. These colors look so sick. Nice. So let me go and put this garage finally into one big piece, hopefully. So this is what I did. I take all the puzzles I built and I start to put it together, and that's the whole idea for the whole van build, that I want my van to be kind of like made from the individual blocks or puzzles, so it's easy to take this out if I need to fix something without destroying half of the van. As the front of the drawers looks quite boring, I decide to experiment a bit and try to do a nice handle. So I came up with this to add a bit of character to the garage of my van. Enjoy it!